Honestly, one of the biggest struggles I've had. Hey guys, what is happening? Dan here, aka Nightfox. Today we'll be talking about the carnivore diet, what that all entails, and my experience with it over the past 30 days. So if you don't know what the carnivore diet is, it's also known as the all-meat diet. You're pretty much cutting out all processed food, sugar, carbs, and you're just eating those meat, fish, eggs, dairy, all that delicious stuff. I've really been struggling with my diet for the past couple years. I eat a lot of bread and chips and all that stuff that tastes so good but isn't necessarily good for you. I'm not overweight by any means. I'm about 5'11", 173 pounds. But because of the sports that I enjoy doing, such as Ninja Warrior and the running, if I can lighten up a little bit, it's gonna make those things easier. It's a lot easier to do pull-ups when you're 5 pounds lighter. It's a lot easier to run 5 miles when you're 5 to 10 pounds lighter. It's just less wear and tear on the muscles, less wear and tear on your heart and your lungs. Everything's just so much simpler. I was a little hesitant trying out this diet, but honestly, I've never been big on eating fruits and vegetables. Most of my calories are coming from bread. Like I like to go to Quick Star and get some cheese-filled breadsticks or a couple cheeseburgers every morning, and that's just not good for you. I set out with a goal in mind to do this carnivore diet for 30 days, see how I liked it, see what the side effects were like. Before starting the carnivore diet, I consulted with my physician. I consulted with some other people that I know who have done the carnivore diet just to kind of get their thoughts on it. I also did a lot of research on my own. I looked up negatives and positives. I wanted to make sure that this was something that was going to be good for me. By eliminating those plant foods, those processed foods, you're getting rid of a lot of stuff that just causes inflammation in the body. And when you're training hard, like I am, training for American Ninja Warrior, or whether I'm training for running, you don't want that inflammation in your body. To start out, I was doing eggs and bacon, but things have kind of shifted. Now, don't need to eat as much as I was before carnivore diet. Honestly, one of the biggest struggles I've had is consuming enough calories. But once I got into everything, I don't eat as much. I'm not hungry. I'm more satiated. That protein and the fat fill me up to the point where like I'm only eating maybe 2 times a day when before I was eating 3 full meals and snacking constantly. A lot of my calories were actually coming from cream cheese. I would just sit down, cut a brick of cream cheese in half and eat that as my lunch, because for me personally, I was looking for ratios of at least 1-to-1 fat to protein. And yes, I was getting some carbs in there from the dairy products I was consuming, but for the most part, I wasn't eating carbs. I stayed away from the bread. I stayed away from fruits and vegetables as part of a carnivore diet, obviously. One thing I really liked about this diet was not having to count calories. I never felt like I was dieting. Yes, I had to make different food choices, but I didn't feel limited. And that's funny to say, like, you're cutting out multiple food groups, but you don't feel limited. It's like, oh, I can get a cheeseburger and just take the buns off? Yeah, I'll do that. Or pound of bacon for breakfast? Sure, sign me up. Overall, my experience has been great. I started at 173 pounds. I'm down to about 166 now, and I'm about 30 days in. So 4 weeks, I've lost about 8 pounds, 7-8 pounds. That's just a little over 1% per week. I plan on going and getting a body fat percentage test to kind of see where I am, see if this is a path I should continue on. I do plan on continuing this carnivore diet because it's shown good results. Things I had to be conscious of, though, was making sure I was getting the vitamins and minerals that I would be missing out on. I've got a good supplement that I take for that. But also, you can get that stuff from organ meat, be it heart, liver, all that kind of stuff, which you can get at the grocery store. I'm really lucky. I actually am the assistant meat manager at a grocery store, so I kind of know what deals there are, what cuts of meat I can get at a lower price. Like, obviously, eggs and milk are up right now. But I actually haven't done a lot of eggs and milk during my diet. Cost can be a barrier to some people, but there's ways around that. If you've got freezer space, make sure you're buying bulk. Stock up on stuff when it's on sale. We have sales all the time on ground beef and stuff, and you don't have to buy the lean stuff. That's where a lot of people get this wrong. They'll get 93% ground beef, and they're definitely not getting enough calories then. There's no fat there to sustain energy levels. You want like 73% ground beef. You want to be eating bacon. You want that fat. Get yourself a ribeye steak. Throw a whole stick of butter in there. That's something I did a few times. I had 1 week where I had some super low energy. It was probably just my body adjusting. Your body's so used to having this influx of carbs and using that as a source of energy, so that when your body doesn't have that stuff, it needs time to adjust. First couple weeks, I wasn't very hungry. I wasn't eating a ton. comparatively to where I was before starting the diet. But now that I kind of made it through that stage where I had the low energy and kind of lethargic, my appetite is up. I'm eating more and I'm still seeing the weight loss. My calisthenics have gotten easier because I'm lighter. I've actually had to add some weight. This diet really works in with the low heart rate training that I've been doing. We'll have a video coming in on that. Been doing some low heart rate running, preparing for a half marathon here coming up in May. When you're not consuming as many carbs, your body doesn't produce as much lactic acid, which makes it so endurance sports are actually a lot easier. I found that I can do these longer runs at a lower intensity, keeping that heart rate low. I don't need as much time to recover. I'm getting that good heart workout that I'm looking for, and it's gonna pay dividends in the long run. But like I said, we'll have a video coming up about low heart rate training. This diet has been great. I've been training my body to burn fat as the fuel instead of those carbs. And I'm looking forward to going for another 30 days. Maybe I'll just keep taking it 30 days at a time, seeing how I feel. You know, fingers crossed that we get that call for American Ninja Warrior. That's one of the major reasons that I'm doing this. I'm trying to lighten up. If you're 10 pounds lighter, it's a lot easier to hold on to that bar than if you were 10 pounds heavier. That's a little bit less on each finger. That's a pound less on each finger. That's crazy. I can confidently say that this has been an effective tool for me in managing my weight, building muscle, and keeping my energy levels high. So far, carnivore diet's been great for me. We'll give it another 30 days. Guys, if you're thinking about trying the carnivore diet for yourself, make sure you talk to a physician. Do a bunch of research on your own. There's pros and cons to it. Like I said, it's not going to work for everybody, but the results have been good for me. Let me know down in the comments what you think of a carnivore diet. What kind of things are you trying to improve your fitness? And until next time, remember, every day is an opportunity to be stronger, work harder, and be more thankful. Thanks, guys.